Can we see our karmas of the past life um, through Vedic astrology? And is there something we can do about it? All right. So this video is going to be about that, and I hope it answers your questions. So the first one is our body, right? The body that we are born with, which is nothing but the lagna, your first house. Okay. Why are people born with a perfect, healthy body in a good family where the parents, the siblings are very caring, the parents are well off and are able to give proper nutrition to the child, the newborn child. Whereas some children are right now getting bombed in a war-prone area. For example, the Russia and Ukraine war right now. Yeah, what have those children done wrong to be born in a small village that is getting bombed and there is no food to eat? The parents are probably not together and struggling to make ends meet. So, if God is all equal, why is this vast inequality from the time that we are born? All right. It is all about our past karma. So, let's try to understand that in detail so that a lot of your questions and worries about what is going to happen with the coming transits, because I think everyone is talking about the Saturn transit and the Rahu Ketu transit, people going through lots of turmoils in their lives and asking or questioning themselves that what have they done wrong? Maybe you've done nothing wrong in this life, and this is just a debt that you're paying. All right. So we will try to understand these things. So for that, we need to understand something called as a prarabdha karma. So karma is used very casually these days. Everyone says, oh, this is your karma, this is my karma, this is karma. All right. But there are different kinds of karma that we must understand. There is something called as prarabdha karma and sanchit karma. So we have to understand this. It's very, very simple. I always try to explain the viewers in the most simplest possible way. Feel free to share your experiences, and if you have any questions, I would love to answer your questions. So sanchit means nothing but accumulation. Basically, we've had a few, if you're watching this video, obviously you have a fair understanding of past life and reincarnation. So we've always been here in different forms. All right. So in our past lives, we were in some body. All right. And we have done certain good deeds, and probably not, some deeds were not so great. So the accumulation of all these things that we have done, all right, is all locked in the fifth house, which is why it is called the Purva Punya. Purva means past, Punya means good deeds. It's all locked in our fifth house, right? So please don't look at your fifth house right now and say, oh my God, my fifth house is debilitated. No, there are lots of things we have to check. Just because your fifth house is not good, please don't think that you're doomed. We have to check the placement of the dispositor. We have to see it in Navamsha and the divisional charts. We have to see a lot of things. We have to look at the aspects, conjunctions. Okay. So similarly, there is also a house where your not so good things have been locked there. It's your sixth house. And what is the sixth house? Sixth house is your diseases, your body, illnesses, your debts, court cases. So let's understand this a little bit. And I'll try to explain it with a very, very simple example. Let's consider, now think of people in your lives, the most important people in your lives. Let's categorize them into two. People that you haven't chosen and the people that you have chosen. All right. So your parents, your mother and father, your siblings are people that you haven't chosen in this life. They were just assigned to you at birth. That this is going to be your father, this is going to be your mom, this is your sister, and this is your family, your rest of the family that is involved in your bringing in some way or the other is all seen from there. So there is some unfinished karma with these people. And same applies for them. They have some unfinished karma with you, and you have some unfinished karma with them. Now let's move further. Let's see that now you've grown up. Or you're going to, even when you're going to school, Your classmates, have you chosen your classmates? To some extent, maybe your parents can choose your school, but as a child, you can't choose your school. To some extent, you can choose your college, but can you choose your classmates? No, you cannot. They're all thrown in the same educational institute. They're probably of your same age, and they have the same journey for for some part of life, and they will probably become your friends. Some will get married to their classmates. Some will become best friends. Now, after your education is done, if you are you in touch with all your classmates? No, you probably chosen a few, and those are the ones you are in touch with. So there is some karma unfinished with those people as well. Okay. Now let's consider you've got a job. Now, to some extent, you can choose your manager in the interview if you like the person and say, yeah, you're going to report to me. And you said, okay, yes, I think I can work with this person. And then you choose. But can you choose your colleagues? Your everyday work is seen from the sixth house. Your jobs are seen from the sixth house. So all those who are employed and they don't get along with their colleagues or they think they are hidden enemies, they're all house of enemies. Sixth house, your enemies are seen from there. It's all connected. Your debts, the loans that you've taken is all seen from there. Now, if there is a family debt in India, a lot of people have it. They have taken birth in a family where there is either debt, the father and the ancestors are in debt, especially the farmer families in India. Or there is family enmity with another family because of land or some money. So a child has taken birth with enemies already there from the ancestors. So all this can be seen. Okay. Court cases are again seen from the sixth house. All right. Now we will see the main pain areas, the main suffering. So firstly, from the body, we don't have a choice. If there is a certain, I recently got to know one of my childhood friends. She realized that her heart is weak from childhood. There is nothing she has done, hopefully, to have that. So her heart is just weak, from birth. It's a birth defect. Nothing that you have done. Okay. The most pain people get in their lives, the sad answer is either from their spouses or their children, or could be some of their family members, people that they might not have chosen. Now, if it's a spouse, in most cases, I mean, in India, the arranged marriage is still very high. But I think things are changing. But in the Western audience, most people choose their husbands and choose their wives. And what happens initially? Initially, you go on dinner dates and coffee dates, and later on you end up going on court dates. So the person that you love the most becomes your biggest enemy and the cause of your biggest financial, emotional loss. Prarabdha karma. So a part of your sanchit karma, of your accumulation of karmas, has to be paid off in this life. And the sooner we realize that this is something that we cannot escape. So in our texts, in our Vedic texts, even the gods haven't escaped the prarabdha karma. All right. So the first way how to deal with it is realize, awareness. Hey, this is something that I have to deal with. All right. Which is why leading a life, a very minimalistic life, is always, you see the sadhus and saints and all the wise people, they always tell people that anything which is more than your basic necessity is toxic for you. All right. So what happens when you can't pay a loan? Right? He said, I'm going to file bankruptcy, which means I don't have, I'm not that person. I don't owe you anything because I don't have anything. Then they say, okay, whatever you own, Assets, you sell your assets, right? Great way to understand it. So transformation is something that can change you and that can help you if you start accepting, and this is what I have to do. Okay, my child wants my property and things. So if you think you can give it away and then live a life, go ahead and do it. If you've got a chronic illness, you have to accept it. Yes, this is the pain I will go through. Does that mean I will not take medication? No, you will go to the doctor. You will do what you have to do, because then your agami karma, that's another karma, which is nothing but your thoughts, things that you will do in this lifetime. So make sure you're accumulating the good karmas and you're being a good human being, not a hateful human being. Have no feelings of jealousy and remorse, and try to fulfill your duties towards your body. So looking after your own self, looking after your body, looking after your emotional well-being is one of the most benefic karmas. Pranayam, breathing, all the things which are good for the mind and body are all good karmas that you're doing. All right. So we must be very careful who we are choosing to be friends in our lives. Because see, there are certain people who we cannot choose, and if they are giving us pain and misery, it is definitely a part of your prarabdha karma. But if we are making the wrong choices and letting people in, and they are hurting us in certain way or the other, we have a lot of control on it. All right. Looking after your body, because the body has been assigned to you. All right. And the body, we all know there are two truths that we all know, that we were born, and then the body has gotten bigger and older, and we will die. There is no escape from that. Right. And in most cases, death could be a painful process. So acceptance and being aware of certain things that we will go through. Now, people might say that some people have done so much wrong and so much bad. Why am I suffering so much? Because of the past lives. In this lifetime, you're supposed to pay a certain amount, which has been assigned to you. And you will also see that suddenly some good things happens from the Purva Punya Bhava, from the 5th house. Okay? So it's a balance. Some people are here to pay a lot more. Some people are here to pay less. So we have to understand this through Vedic astrology as well. The 6th house, we have to see if there are too many planets in 6th, 8th, and the 12th house. That means there is a lot of, that there could be a lot of things that you might have to pay in this life. And if your 5th house is very strong, powerful, exalted 5th house, you may see that life is easier compared to what you have seen around your friends and family, and that they might have, you might have seen that your grandparents have gone through a lot of sufferings and then left a lot of money and finances for you. So all this can be seen in different ways. I will give you an example of this movie called The Shawshank Redemption. For the once you've seen it, the Western audience must have seen this movie. It's a famous movie where this person gets wrongly convicted for the murder of his wife, and he suffers 20 years in prison, and then tries to escape from there and was successful. So watch that movie if you want to understand prarabdha karma. You wrongfully evicted, right? A false lawsuit. So 6th house, again, pets. I spoke to this other friend of mine, and he was a very social person, and now is not able to do most of his work, not able to focus on his relationship and children, because he's adopted a pet. Pets are also seen from the 6th house, past life karma. Now, if I ask him that, was there any other option? Well, did you consider giving the pet for adoption? Because you were not prepared for a 15, 20-year responsibility, right? So we must always think of what we are, our thoughts are becoming action. All right. If you already have too much going on in your life, if you're under loans, or if you don't have a stable source of income, don't take in more responsibilities. First, pay off those debts of yours. Okay. So this friend of mine, he said that if I wanted, I could have tried to give the pet away initially for adoption, but now I'm so emotionally attached, and now I think my emotional void is being fulfilled by the pet. So I don't want to. I'm so attached, I can't. But my entire life, my career, I can't travel. The person likes traveling, it's not able to travel. All right. So these are so we must understand the things that we bring upon ourselves. So like I said, the people that you can choose to be in your life, so your friends, your spouse, right? We must take a very logical decision before we bring in, because like I said, the biggest miseries are can be caused by our own family members. It can be your children, it can be your spouse, it can be the parents as well, it can be a family member, it can be a brother or a sister, right? That can give you the maximum emotional pain and financial pain. And all this is connected with your they say stress can cause physical problems. So the basics is what we do. We look after our body, we look after our health, and we try to live a very simple minimalistic life, so that we are doing more good karma, and we are trying to pay off a bit of our prarabdha karma in this life. Okay, I hope this video helped you. If you found it useful, hit the like button and share it with your friends and family. Very important. And if you need a consultation about your astrology, because lots of transits are happening, I've made lots of videos on Saturn transit. Saturn transit is about, Saturn is the karaka of karma. So if you need a consultation, you can get in touch with me. My information is right here. Thank you very much.